Welcome back to Digging with Dallas. That's right, that's me. It's time for a bit of a change round the pond. I know, you'll see what I'm going to do. I say change, it's time for a tidy up. In my greenhouse, it's absolutely baking in here. So I've got a lot of bedding plants in here that I kind of ran out of space for. So I'm going to do it round my pond. I'm going to create a flower belt border in front of it. So let's go outside and you'll see exactly what I'm going to mean, and you'll see the end result. It's going to look fantastic, I'm sure, as always. So let's go out there right now. So this is your flower border that I'm actually talking of. I've got a few pots down here at the moment, but I'm going to create a flower border that's going to come from in here all the way down around the corner and down to that corner there. So it's actually going to be quite a long little flower bed there, but then in there I can just put some perennial plants. I've got some annual plants, as well as my big flower box over here. It's just going to add that contrast of two different colours. The next big job I've got to do is across here. It is literally going to come here, which is why I've got my spade and everything out. Is in the very near future I'm going to build an archway that's going to come up over and onto that side. Excuse my washing line there. And that there is actually going to have, I think, a jasmine that will grow up and like over here as such, and then connect back onto this side. So as you're walking down the garden from the house, you'll walk through it and you'll just get that huge scent of smell. And look what's happening over here. Live feed, here we go. Look at that robin taking a bath. Hey. Tell you, in nature, absolutely brilliant. I love it. Anyway, so back to there it goes. Disappears now. I love it. So yeah, that's the pond and that's what we're doing. So join me right now. I'm going to get some more stone and finish off all this. So it really is just a bit of a tidy up and getting sorted. Let's dive in to what we're doing now. So we're a few days later. I've been down to my local garden centre and I picked up a clematis as well to grow along here, and I'll show you the bedding plants we've got to go in, and they've all come from packs of seeds or out of seeds I collected last year, so cost wise minimal. So let's have a quick look what we've got going on here. So down here I've got some sweet peas which were from the sweet pea pod from last year. I saved them. We've got quite a few cornflowers on there. We've got some marigolds, we've got some asters. This here is the clematis. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take that out of its pot and I'm going to soak the actual base of it in the bucket I've got over here with water while I put the other flowers in here, so that there's going to get a good saturation before I put it in there. And I'm also going to offer you a top tip how to get these to climb and go the way you want them to go. So while I put that in there, hit that subscribe button and you'll see me next putting that in there, and I'll show you how to get it to climb in the direction you want to go. So let's go. So the time has come. I've dug my hole out and I've taken my clematis out the bucket of water. I've popped a little bit of water in the bottom of the hole already. I've put some cornflowers in, some marigolds in. We'll go through those in a minute. So in the meantime, whilst I'm going to stick this clematis in one-handed in there like that. So we'll push the soil up to the very top part of the root of the where it's been potted. So it's just me pushing that back, but you're going to see the spectacular thing I'm going to do to tie that in onto the fence. So I'm just going to push that down and then I'll show you exactly how I'm going to tie it in. It's a bit of recycling material, so here we go. So I've taken away the main support that the clematis came on. So I've untied it, everything off of there, so it's now made clematis flop. But what I want to do is grow the clematis so it goes left and right across the whole part of this fence. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to train it to go the way I want it to, and by simply tying it up, all I've got is that there is a piece of old tight on one of my girls' school uniform. They go through no end, because they stretch when you're tying them in. It doesn't suffocate the plant at all, and as it grows the tights will expand and stretch with it. so it doesn't suffocate the plant by simply tying it round, just a little knot in it each side, like that. Perfect. So rather than them going in the bin because they've put a big hole in them or a ladder in them, you can just stretch them, cut them to the length that you want. And again, we'll tie this one in up here so we can go around the main support of the fence. The main part of the stem, tie it in, and it's not suffocating it. So as it now starts to grow, I can train it to go left and right as I want it to do. And you can do this with any climbing plant that you want it to climb. Simply rip your tights up. And off you go. You can't see those, but normally I'd have used the black pair of tights on that, just with it being black. It just blends in a little bit better. So there you go, that's a top tip from digging with Dallas. I'll do a walkthrough now with exactly what I've done and you'll see the spacing. So let's go for that right now. Just like this, we've got the flower board in. So we have gone cornflower, marigold, and so on. I put tomatoes we already had in here. So that will grow up and come down the left hand side and across here. The shop where I got my stones from, they didn't have enough, but I've had enough to do that side, so I've just got to wait for them to come back into stock. Again, on this corner here, I have put a sweet pea. The sweet pea will grow up and across, as well as a Rebecca at the front, so that will push up on the corner and you'll get a lovely hit of yellow and black flowers as we're coming down. We've got the tomatoes I've just spoke about and how we tied that up, as well as the dog now getting in the way. So again, we've got the cornflower and marigold as they go along. Again, we put a sweet pea in this corner to grow up here, and I'll train it to go across. And just to show you a little bit better of what I was talking about with the tying in with the tights, I've got my honeysuckle here that's growing up and over to go on my archway. As you can see, black pair of tights there, blends in really well. And on this side here, you can see how it's gone straight through, then up to the next level, and so on and so on. It ties it in really, really well. The can't folks, this here now is beginning to really take shape for the pond itself. You just got to imagine now when the clematis grows along there, it will fill that gap in nicely, same as the one that's going in at the top here. So it's really going to enclose this space and make it something really worthwhile. So now I'm off to enjoy a cup of tea whilst I put this vlog together. So please remember, if you haven't already, to like and subscribe to my channel. It really, really does mean the absolute world to me, knowing that I'm doing something that other people are getting enjoyment out of. So we'll see you on the next one, folks. Goodbye for now.